Hey y'all, this is Southern Lady 44, and today I'm going to show you how to make cornbread, biscuits, bannock, any kind of bread you want to make on the stovetop. Y'all come on, it's going to be fun. Okay, I'm going to show you the magic of how you can cook it on the stove. This is a very, very old pan. This belonged to my granny, and yes, it's an omelet pan. And so this is the reason that you can cook it on top of the stove. You put it in the bottom, you cook it very, very slow, and then you flip it. And you do, like I said, cornbread, biscuits, any kind of bread you want to do. So let's go ahead and get it mixed up. I've already got some cornmeal, some baking powder, a little bit of flour, like a little flour in mine, some salt, and I'm gonna crack it. Well, no, first I'm gonna mix this up. You always want to mix your dry ingredients. Y'all gonna have to be a little patient with me because I'm just starting this. Now I'm gonna crack my egg. Yeah, the bad part about this, I can't even eat this. I'm on a diet. I'll freeze it, and this is my milk. Next time I make dressing or something like that, I'll get it out. And that may not be enough. Now I just eyeball things. It depends on the size of the pan. By the time you get my age, you just eyeball it. Get it all mixed up real good. It's about like cake batter. I don't want it too thick. It turns out dry. Because this is going to be a slow cook, bake, whatever. Alright, set that in there. Now, I'm going to grease my pan. I don't know if you can see it over here. I'm going to take a little bit of coconut oil. Because this needs to be good and greased up. But I'm also going to put butter because I just love the taste of butter on my cornbread. Alright, now we got to put that on the stove and heat it up. Alright, so I've got the butter all melted. It's sizzling on the stove, and I need to get this in the pan. And you're just going to put it on one side to begin with. And you don't want to overfill. Let that good butter come oozing up over the edge. Just a little bit more, because it's going to rise. I want it to rise some. Alright. And we're going to close it. Set in the middle, and we've got it turned down really low. On a very, very low temp. On mine, I've got it on about 2. Now, that might not be exactly correct nowadays. It has been years since I made this stuff. But we're going to see how it turns out and how long it takes to make. I'm going to time it. It is 10:18 right now. And we'll see how long before it gets ready. Now, while this is baking, I thought I'd tell you a little bit of how I learned to bake on this thing. Back when Jimmy Carter became president, my granny was convinced that the world was just going to go to pot. It was a SHTF situation going to happen. So she bought this little bitty small potbelly stove, a little over 2 feet tall, and she installed it in her insulated storage building. And me being a 12-year-old girl, 11, 12 years old, and my little baby brother being 5, 6 years old, you know, we wanted to get up out from under our parents' feet, get away from the grown-ups and stuff. So she had put a little cot out there and a little table, and we had that little stove just keep warm in the wintertime. And I would take this little pan and I would bake us biscuits, and then I would flip it up and I'd make us eggs, or we could have bacon or sausage in it, all on the top of that little pot-bellied wood stove. So I just thought that was an interesting little story. This brings back memories. Yeah, it's an old pan. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to put down below the video where you can get a modern version of this, to where if you do get stuck and you don't want, you need to cook on your wood stove on the top of it, or in the summertime like my granny did, you just don't want to heat the kitchen up with the oven. You just cook your cornbread on top of the stove. You can go there, get you one. Alright, let's take a look at how it's doing. I'm going to open it up. See how it's rising a little bit? Now, Granny always told me this almost had to be flat. I don't know if you can see it shining. Kind of like when you turn a pancake, you want it flat, you don't want any of the dough shining on the top. And we're going to let it sit a little bit more. Alright, it's been on a very, very low heat. It is 10:31 now. So we're going to flip it and see how we're doing on this side. We can always flip it back. Woo, look at there. Punch that down in there. There we go. So we're going to let this side cook a little bit. Alright, it's 10:43. And so I'm going to just check it. And you be real careful, because this little part here is going to be hot. I'm going to flip it, open it up. And it needs a little bit more. So we'll flip it and just put it right back down for a few more minutes. Okay, it's 10:50. So we're going to check it. This is what the first side looked like. I'm going to flip it over. And that looks perfect. That is close enough for me. So I'm going to turn the stove off. Let this cool a second and get it out, and I'll show you our finished product. Well, here we have it. Finished product. Now the key to this is letting it bake very, very slow so that it cooks all the way through. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to cut this because like I said, I can't eat it. So I'm going to have to put it in a bag and put it in the freezer. But like you can even bake a cake doing this way. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And this is Southern Lady signing out.